Hello. I always want to say good morning. It's not morning, it's evening. So when I was doing my teacher training, which was not called a teacher training, it was called an apprenticeship. Um, I was in Mysore, India, and I also did well, the first part is I remember sitting there a lot going, there's no way I can retain all this information. It's just like no way. I mean, I can write stuff down, and I don't. Everyone doesn't process things the same, and I process things a lot through repetition. I don't like if someone says, "Hey, this is the thing," and it's very important. Like if I don't repeat it, or like as soon as I walk out the door, it just like falls out of my ear, and I forget it forever. Um, well, not forever, because at some point slowly the information started to like kind of come back to me in weird ways. So often when I'm teaching, I'll say something like, listen to your body and the conversation with your body. And then I thought about this actually this morning because I had said the same thing. And I remembered something that Dr. Nagaraja said. And Dr. Nagaraja was the Ayurvedic Indian medicine doctor that I was part of my training. And he talked a lot about digestion. He talked a lot about food. And he was talking about not eating unless you're actually hungry and not eating between meals. His like was the 3 meal pattern, but if you weren't hungry, he would say to skip it. So I don't remember if someone asked or not, but the question, of course, was how do you know if you're hungry? Because the brain out of boredom will be like, I'm hungry. Let's walk up to the corner and get some, hungry stuff or whatever. So he had said to me, or to the class, not just me, but it was a small class. So the way you can tell you're hungry is if you think about food and you start to salivate, you're hungry. And if your stomach is making, he called them stomach pangs, or when they make their growling sounds, then you're actually hungry. Otherwise, the mind is just trying to talk you into doing some eating. And that, and I didn't realize it at the time. And I don't know if I even realized it to today, but I'm developing a stutter. Um, that is the conversation with the body on like this physical level. And when you can hear the body telling you it's a hungry above the mind telling you that, hey, there's 5 pizza places within walking distance of here, that's when you start to be able to have the conversation with the body. And I posted it on Facebook and a couple of times, and it's okay if you didn't see it, but we're doing the non-push-up class tonight. So it'll be a lot of movement. We'll do some standing and some work, but we're not going to be doing the chaturanga, up dog and down dog work. So thank you for coming. I'm going to move back so I can get better into frame here. I'm going to take my glasses off. So let's stay seated. If you want to sit up on a rolled up mat, you can, because several of the beginning poses will be seated poses. You can sit however you like. You can turn the feet in real easy. This half lotus thing I do comes easy to me. I'm not encouraging you to do it necessarily. Um, so we're going to do, which I haven't done for, well, we're going to do this breathing, which is 4 in and 8 out. And the person that I heard talk about this said it's like taking she said some pharmaceutical drug that mellows you out. I can't remember what it was, probably Valium or something. So in and out through the nose as best you can. So we're going to breathe into a 4 count. And then we're going to breathe out to an 8 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Back in 4 count. And then out 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. 4 count in. 2, 3, 4, 1. Out 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In 4. Out 8. So just continue on your own. It's in 4 and out 8. And we'll just do it for maybe about 30 more seconds. All right, let's stop. For the rest of the class, we're just going to do simple nose breathing like Ujjayi breath, or if you don't want to restrict the throat, just breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose. We're going to reach the right hand forward with the fingers pointing down. Left hand's going to grab those fingers and pull back, drop the shoulder if it came up, and just breathing in and out through the nose, normal. Ujjayi breath, or just normal deep breathing. You're controlling the breath though. Great, go ahead and switch the hands, so the opposite side, and we pull back, not too forcibly, but with a little bit of action, and just breathing, drawing the breath in through the nose, pushing the breath out of the nose. I'm gonna try real hard to go slow and take my time today, for all of us. Good, we're gonna release. We're gonna reach the right arm all the way up. We're gonna bring it down the back, and left hand grabs the elbow, head pushes back against the arm, navel pulls in, we breathe and stare straight forward. It's interesting doing this posture in different places throughout the sequencing, because later in the class for me, it's a lot easier. Right here in the beginning, it's a little rougher. We'll keep breathing. Great, go ahead and switch. So opposite, left arm up and then down the back, or whatever the opposite is for you. You can grab the elbow. You could come around the back. It is early in the sequence. That may not happen if it normally happens, but it's up to you. And of course, we're breathing. Good. Let's put both hands on the knee. I'm going to sneak some Kundalini stuff in here. Straight spine to the crown of your head. Draw a big circle on the ceiling with the top of your head. Continuing the long breathing in and out through the nose, trying to keep the spine a continuous line to the top of the head to the roof. It's going real easy. Excellent. Let's go the opposite direction, please. For those of you disappointed that we're doing the lighter class tonight, every time we do reverse plank, you're welcome to do up dog and down dog and the plank and the push up if you want. So just keep that in mind. Anytime we do reverse plank, you're welcome to do that vinyasa sequence that is very familiar to us. Great. Back to center. One more from the Kundalini set. Hands still on the knees. So it's quite a bit like cat cow, but the sitting up version. So the low set of ribs is going to kind of jet forward as we look at the ceiling. So the back is arching a little bit. We're trying to reach the heart up and then arching the back, looking at the mat or the floor. Breath in on the looking up, breath out on the arching of the back, and then as quick or as slow as you like. I like it kind of a medium slow pace, although I've seen people doing this really, really fast. It's up to you. I would not advise that, but again, conversation with the body, listening to what the body is telling us and trying to figure out how we can hear that. Just a few more of these. Good, back to center. We're gonna put the right hand down. I like this when I do it in a lot of classes. Arm is straight, it remains straight. Left palm faces the ceiling. And then we'll come up and over, looking along the elbow to the ceiling. We'll keep the arm straight, breathing. Good. Go on over to the other side. So left hand down, fingers pointing away. Right palm faces the ceiling initially, comes up and over, and then it faces actually the other hand. We'll breathe here, if possible, looking up the elbow to the roof ceiling. We'll breathe. Good. Back to center. We're going to put the feet out in front of us. We're going to do our first reverse plank. So if you wanted to do the vinyasa, you could. Fingers are going to be pointing towards the feet, thumbs pointing towards each other. Point the toes away, lift the hips, and look at the ceiling. We'll hold the first one a little bit longer. Good. Back down. We're going to bend the right leg with the right sole against the left thigh. You could push your knee down initially. If it's up, it's okay. If it's up, you can give it a little bit of a push. And we're going to do dynamic Janusirsasana. Left hand grabs either the left toes or the left shin, or you could wrap a strap around your foot or a belt, which we may use later too if you have that, or a towel or a t-shirt. We're going to breathe in as we reach up and look up. We're going to breathe out as we forward fold, bringing that right shoulder down, then back up on the in-breath and back down again. And then over and over, please. Out breath on the downward fold, and we're going to do this for a while. Really disappearing into the movement and the breath. Great. Next time you're up, go ahead and stay up. We're just going to look to the reaching hand, breathing here. Good. Let's go ahead and do the other side. So right leg out, left sole in. And then again, you could wrap a t-shirt around your foot or whatever is around. Or if you can grab the toes of the shin, that's great. We're going to breathe in and reach up. And we're going to breathe out and fold down. Just remember that outside shoulder coming down like we're flattening the chest to the floor. And back up. And then over and over. Again, every out breath is the downward fold. And then next time you're up, we're going to stay up again, looking to the reaching hand, lengthening fingers to fingers, continuing the breath as if we were moving. And those of you that want a vinyasa, please do. The rest of us are going to, again, reverse plank. Again, the fingers are pointing towards the feet. We're going to lift the hips, point the toes, look at the ceiling. Just a moment here. Good, and back down. We're bringing the soles of the feet together. Let's start with a couple of different versions of Janu Sirsasana. We're going to start with the first one I ever learned. We're going to take the thumbs and stick them into the soles of the feet. And then we're going to try to turn the feet like we're opening a book. And then we're going to fold down, bringing the nose and heart out towards the toes, pushing the elbows against the legs. We'll take a few breaths here, and then we're going to do the one that I normally teach. But this one is a little old school for me, but it is totally legitimate. And let's breathe. Good. So back up. And now left hand's going to grab the small toes, right hand on top. And we're going to sit up real tall with the shoulders back and down. If you can't have the back straight, like against the wall, you need to bring your feet in a little closer. We're going to stay here and breathe. You could butterfly the legs if you like, and we're going to just continue breathing, looking forward. Good. And then when you're ready, we're going to forward fold again. But now we got a grip on the feet, but the feet don't come up, but we use them to come down, push the elbows again into the legs, and fold the heart out towards the toes. And we're going to just stay here breathing. So just continue to breathe. And really make this a breathing class, just drawing the breath in and pushing the breath out. Let's come back up. If those of you that want a vinyasa are welcome to, otherwise feet straight out, point the toes, fingers pointing towards the feet. We reverse plank again. We'll hold for a couple breaths here. And back down. Let's please cross the legs again, however is comfortable for you. We're going to do some dynamic twisting, which will end in a hold. So you can have fingers down the front with the hands on the shoulders, thumbs are down the back. One side breath in, other side breath out, and then back and forth. You could also bring the arms up in goddess, or you can go way out. It's a lot of leverage, so be careful. So which side should you put the out breath on? Well, if you notice that one side resists a little more, like there's like a bit of tension, and again, that's a conversation with the body. So what does the body say? What side is a little more difficult? And that's the side you put the out breath on, the difficult side. If there's no difficult side, there's no worries. Just keep breathing in on one side, out on the other. All right hand on the left knee. Left hand can just go right behind you, pulling the shoulder back, looking back, or it can come all the way around, grabbing the shirt, the pocket of the leg, or if you were in lotus, the foot. And we'll sit up and we breathe here. Again, we're looking at the wall line, so we're not looking at the floor, and we are lengthening up through the spine to the crown of the head, and we are breathing deliberately in the nose. And let's come all the way over to the opposite side, however that worked out for you. And it can be just right hand back, or you can come around, grab the shirt in the pocket of the leg. We look at the wall and we twist and breathe. Good. Back around. Let's reverse plank. Those of you doing vinyasa are welcome to. Vinyasa instead. We're going to lift up, look at the ceiling just for a moment. And then down. This time we're going to cross the legs and roll forward into hands and knees. Knees are 2 fists apart. Hopefully the hips are over the knees, the shoulders over the wrists with the middle finger straight forward. We're going to do some cat-cow. So we let the belly drop down, looking up, third eye. As you breathe out, we arch the back. And then moving with the breath and the spine and head, arms and legs, try to stay still. Again, the in-breath is looking up. The out-breath is the arch of the back. And again, as slowly or as quickly as you want, then as deep or as light as you want. Good. Push yourself to being up on your knees. We're going to do camel pose. So I'm on the toes. That gives me a shorter distance to get to the feet. If your back's real flexible, you can put the feet down flat. We're going to take the thumbs and put them into the lower back, bringing our elbows together, and maybe just look at the ceiling. There's a little arch, a little bit like we're trying to put the heart up on the ceiling. And then those of you that want, if you haven't already, could put the fingers on the heels, putting the heart up on the ceiling. And then you'd see if your feet were down, how much more that would be. Take your time, breathe. I'm going to keep my thumbs in the back. I'm going to take a few breaths here. And let's come back down to the cat and the cow. So belly drops down, we arch the back. Breathing in the nose. Probably the eyes are closed so you don't get dizzy, but it's up to you. Good. Back to center. Look over the right shoulder and see the tail. And then look over the left shoulder and see the tail again. And then back to center. So you'll notice my spacing from the hips to the shoulders is this the length of my torso. It's not shorter or longer. And we're going to maintain that as we turn the right hand in to face the left. And the left hand is going to feed through, laying down on the shoulder and the side of your face. You push the hand against the mat a little more, getting that twist deeper, or reaching the arm up, coming around, grabbing the leg or the pocket, and we're going to breathe right here. Good. Let's come back up, and we're going to switch. I'll turn so you can see them in the front. Left hand turning in, and we feed the right arm through, laying onto the shoulder. I love pushing the hand on the mat, the left, the one with the bent arm, and that really opens my back up. If you prefer coming around, grabbing the pocket of the leg, that's fine. And we breathe here. Good. Back up and let's stand. So from the top of the mat, we're going to step the left foot back into warrior two. Good. So knee over ankle, spine running up the middle, looking at the fingers in front of us, holding the core, dropping the shoulders. We're going to breathe here. Good. Straight this right leg, turn the right toes into 45, turn the left toes out, And then we'll do warrior two on the other side. So just that simple pivot. The left foot is now pointing straight forward, the knee is over the ankle. I'm going to stay here looking at the left middle finger, breathing in the nose. Good. Straight that leg again. Pivot, left toes in 45, right toes out, but we keep the leg straight now. We're going to reach out with the right hand, and then the right hand for a triangle goes on the right shin lightly. Left arm up, if you prefer, palms facing out and away. If you're getting a cramping behind the back of the knee, do a micro bend. We'll breathe here, maybe looking up to the reaching hand. Definitely breathing in the nose consciously. Good. Back up, both legs straight. We're going to turn the right toes into 45 degrees, the left toes straight out and away. We're going to reach out over that left foot, and then we'll get triangle on the other side, left hand on the shin. If you don't want to push on the leg, which is best, we'll put the palms facing out. You can look up to the reaching hand and we breathe. Great. Back up. Let's pivot again. Left toes 45. Right toes straight out. For one moment, warrior two. So the knee is over the ankle. And then we're going to do extended side angle by taking the center of the right forearm, placing it on the knee. Left arm up and over. We look to the ceiling. If you normally put the right hand down, you're welcome to if you feel warm enough. Let's continue to breathe. Good. Back up with straight that right leg. We're going to pivot, right toes into 45, left toes straight out and away. We bend the leg for warrior two just for a moment. And then again, extended side angle, left forearm down, right arm up and over. We're going to stay here. If you put the left hand down, you're welcome to, of course. Good. Back up. Let's make the feet splayed out. Let's sit in horse, but we'll first put the hands on the knees. The knees are opening, the toes are pointing a little bit out and away. On an out breath, rotate one shoulder forward, and then back up. On an out breath, other shoulder forward, and a little bit back and forth with your out breath, taking your time. Good. Back to center. Let's push the walls out. And we're going to stay here. This is a pretty heavy working pose, so we're going to breathe into the legs. Great. Let's stand. We're going to run the feet to running straight forward. We're going to reach the hands straight up, and then we're going to simply forward fold. Let the fingertips come where the toes have made like a line, big toe to big toe. Fingers come right under the shoulders. And then you can begin to bring the palms down. Definitely bring the head down. Let everything drop off the crown of your head, and we breathe. Back up. Let's reach out to the ends of the fingers. And behind the back, we'll intertwine the fingers, pushing the palms together. You can go real easy today. Go light in the toes, forward fold, maybe lift the hands off the back. If you want to push a little bit, it's okay. Or just up with the hands, breathing. Good. On an in breath, touch the ceiling. On an out breath, back down. We're going to grab the shins, the ankles, or if the legs can remain straight, you grab the big toes with the peace fingers. Head down, elbows away from the ears. We're going to stay down low, both hands over to the right. Left shoulder rotates under and through. And then over to the other side, please. Right shoulder under and through. Good. And then let's stand, and you could shake the feet out a little bit if you like. We're going to do tree right here, standing on the left foot. We're going to grab the right ankle and pull it up and see if it locks. If it doesn't want to stay there, you can hold it the whole time, or you can put the leg in the front, hands to the heart, or if you prefer, all the way up. And we're going to take many breaths right here. All right, let's let that foot down, restabilize, and then standing on the right, we're going to lift the left. Again, you could hold it there, or if you prefer, put it in the front, hands to the heart, or all the way up, and we breathe here. All right, let that down. I'm going to come a little closer for this one so you won't see my head, but left foot down, right leg up, left hand grabs right knee, other hand on the hip. You could stay right here. You could reach back, you could look back, you could take the big toe with the peace fingers and extend the leg. Otherwise, just stay right here breathing. Great. Let that down. You could step it out a little bit if you like. And then standing on the right foot, we're going to lift the left. And then right hand grabs the knee, other hand on the hip. You can stay here. You can reach back. You can look back. Let's try to do whatever we did on the other side. Great. Let that down. Step it out. Let's stand on the left foot again. We're going to lift the right leg and then just grab the ankle and then reach the knee straight down and the left arm straight up. And we're just going to stay here, lengthening the quad, the front of the leg right here. It's as if you have a foot down there and you're really stepping into the earth, but we are holding the foot. Good, let that down and let's do the other side. So standing on the right, we lift the left and then straight up with the arm, reaching through the top of the leg down as if the foot is down there, trying to reach the knee down. Breathing, can hold the core in a little bit. And good. With the feet apart, maybe the distance of your hips, my toes will be splayed out a little bit. We're going to squat. If you can't do it with flat feet, it's not a problem. You can do it on the balls of the feet. You can adjust the body a little bit. And push the elbows against the legs and lengthen up through your back. And we're going to breathe here. If you wanted to do crow or headstand or any of that, you're welcome to do it here. But the squat is really good for the lower back and the digestive system. Like I said at the beginning of class, the Ashtanga yoga community is very into the digestion, very into the how we're taking the food in. And so this is great. Just breathing. All right, let's come forward to hands and knees again. From hands and knees, we're going to step the right foot to the top of the mat. And you can scooch it a little more further forward if you like. The left knee can stay down, at least initially. And we're going to reach the arms up like a big funnel. We're going to let the hips drop as we reach the arms up, and we're going to breathe here. So let's twist. The right leg is in the front. We're going to take the left elbow, swing it outside of the leg. Don't let it push the leg over. Hands in prayer, pull in towards the chest, fingers up to the face. You could stay here looking at the foot. You could look up to the ceiling where the elbow is pointing. You can roll back onto the ball of the left leg, straighten the leg if you like, coming up into the balancing and the full standing posture. And we breathe here. Good. Let's step that knee back. We're going to keep it there and then step the left foot forward. And the left foot could step a little further forward so we get distance knee to knee. And then arms up again, let the hips hang down, and we breathe here. And we twist right elbow outside of leg that does not move. Hands pull in towards the chest, turn the fingers to the face. You can come up on the ball of the right foot if you like. It'll make this class much more vigorous for you if you do that. Let's continue to breathe. Good. Back to hands and knees. So right foot again, stepping. You can again step it a little more forward. And then this one straight up, Superman. We'll take a couple breaths here with the arms straight up. And then they come straight down with the right hand right inside of the right foot, with the right knee pulling against the shoulder or the ribs. If it's easy for you, you can walk the hands forward, beginning to bend the arms until your elbows are on the ground. Again, the right elbow that would then be right next to the right ankle, or just hands is fine. I'm looking at the mat. Let's breathe. Good. Let's step that right knee back. And the left foot is stepping forward. And it could scooch further up and then straight up with the arms. Couple of breaths here. And straight down with the hands. And then whatever you did on the other side, see if it's repeatable on this side. Regardless, keep your knee pulling against the side of the shoulder, and we breathe. And you can step that foot back or however you like. Let's come to sitting. We're going to do our core work. We're going to modify it though. It's going to be slightly different. We're going to do the twist in between the boats, and I'll show you right here what we're going to do. Left elbow outside of right leg, right hand behind you. We're going to look back for a moment. And then over to the other side, and we're going to right elbow outside of left. We look back for a moment. Back to center, arms under the legs, rolling back onto the tail. You could stay here. You could bring the arms out, locking the shoulders. You could straighten the legs. This is 1 of 5. We breathe here. You can bring the hands in prayer, third eye of the toes. The legs can remain bent. With bent legs, put the heels down, left elbow outside of right leg. Right elbow outside of left leg. And number 2, back up. However you did it on the other side is great. Good. Put the heels down, left elbow outside of right leg. We look back to the wall, shoulder pulls back. To the other side, please. And back around, up on the tail, number 3. Heels down again, left elbow outside of right. And right elbow outside of left. Excellent, up again, number 4, almost to the end. Shoulders back, breathing in the nose, looking at the toes. Good, heels down, elbow outside again, shoulder back. To the other side. Good, back up, number 5. This is the last one. Good, let's roll back and lie down. Keep the knees up for a moment, grab the shins, pull them down, bring the nose up towards the knees. We're gonna thread the needle. We're gonna put the feet down flat, feet and knees are 2 fists apart, longest finger almost touches the heel. But we're gonna reach the right leg straight up, and we're bringing the right ankle just down the inside of the left knee. Right hand feeds through, grabbing either the underside of the left leg, other hand meets, or the shin. Lay back, flex the feet, bringing the toes towards the shins. Rotate the right knee forward if possible, or up. And we breathe here. All right, unwrap that. Let's do the other side. Left leg up, ankle down the inside. Same side, left hand reaches through, grabbing the shin or the underside of the leg. As we lie back, flex the feet, toes towards the shins, breathing. Good. Unwrap it again. Let's double check the feet are running straight forward. Feet and knees 2 fists apart. Longest finger again almost touches the heel. We're going to do bridge. You're welcome to do Urdhva Dhanurasana. The rest of us are doing bridge. We're going to lift the hips, tuck the shoulders, intertwine the fingers, push the arms down, and try to push our heart on the ceiling. We're going to breathe here. Good. Back down. If you have a belt or a rope or a strap or a towel, this pose would be, it'd be very useful. We're ultimately going to lay down. We're going to take whatever you've got. Anything is fine. Or if you don't have anything, just grab the back of your leg. But we're going to lay back with the right leg up, with the strap on the right foot, or just the hand on the back of the heel. Head down, shoulders down. Let's stay here. We're going to let that right leg fall out to the right as we reach out to the left and look to the reaching left hand. Let's bring that right foot up. We're going to switch hands on the foot, the leg, or the strap. So left is grabbing right, and now the hip comes up as the leg falls to the left, and we reach and look to the right. Trying to keep the shoulders flat, breathing in the nose. Back up to center. We'll use just the hands on the back of the leg, both of them up, nose towards knee. So the shoulders will come off the earth for this one. Good, and let it down. And let's do the other side. So left arm left, either the strap or holding the back of the leg. If you can reach the big toe with your shoulder down with your peace fingers, go ahead and do that. And we're going to stay here and breathe. Good. Let that leg fall out to the left as you reach the right arm out, looking to the right. Back up to center. We're going to switch the hands, right hand grabbing left, and then the left leg's going to fall to the right. The hip does come up as we reach to the left and look away. Back up to center. Hands up behind the leg, up towards the heel. Shoulders come up. We're going to breathe here. Good. And let that down. And if you can get close to a wall or to your whatever, you can put your feet up on your table. We don't do this one enough, but I'm glad we're doing it today. I'm going to go back to the wall and show you. We're going to put the legs up the wall with the arms out. And if you're already there, great. You could do plow and shoulder stand if you prefer, but this is a really nice pose. So get the hips in real tight and then the legs up the wall or on your couch or your shelves, and then arms out. And we're just going to relax here, letting the blood flow of the legs be real different. Stay breathing, stay in the pose. Good. Let's come off the wall and we're going to lay down and get as comfortable as possible on the mat. If your lower back bothers you, you can bend the legs while you're laying down with the knees either pointing straight up to the ceiling or folding into each other. Today, for the last 5 minutes, we're going to take a laying down meditation. We're going to put the hands on the midsection of the stomach. So the longest finger, every time you breathe in, it comes apart. And every time the body breathes out, it comes back together. So you can become aware of the body breathing itself. And we're going to be here about 5 minutes, just laying down with the hands on the stomach, feeling the fingers come apart every time we breathe in and come back together every time we breathe out. And you can remove the hands from the center and reach them above your head, lengthening as long as you can. Fingers lengthening, toes lengthening. And we're going to hold the core down just for a moment. And then we'll bring the knees up into the chest. You can roll yourself up to a seated position. However, you can sit comfortably for just about a minute or less. We're going to bring the hands to the heart center and rub them together. Getting a little bit of fire. Good, and we're going to reach that fire all the way up into the sky. We're going to take a breath in through the nose as much as we can get. Then we're going to breathe in more through the mouth. If it'll happen more, we're going to tighten the core, tighten the legs. We're going to hold the breath and then let everything out. You're living your dream. Don't miss it. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. And let me just sign out. It's danieloverberger.com. If you want to send me a donation, you can find the links for the Venmo and PayPal there. Thank you, everyone that's done that so regularly and generously. Much appreciated. And I'm going to turn this up. Thank you, Tim.